This administration is not just abusing the pardon power, it's actively trying to delegitimize the federal court system itself. Think about the scale of what's being erased. Years of investigations, thousands of hours of labor. Federal agents, prosecutors, judges, clerks. Taxpayer money spent on food, fuel, travel, expert witnesses, security. Trials, verdicts, sentences, restitution, and fines in the billions. All of it wiped away with the stroke of Felon 47's pen. Maybe even an auto pen. Look at CZ, the Binance Bitcoin billionaire. Convicted of laundering money for some of the worst actors on earth. We're supposed to just shrug and move on? Never mind the terror financing. Never mind national security, right? Oh, I guess we're friends now with them. Are we friends with them now? Someone should probably clarify, because the courts already did, but they're being ignored. That's the point. The federal judiciary is the only one institution that has consistently stood up to Donald Trump. Every shortcut he tries, his acting appointments, his end runs around procedure, outright defiance, keeps getting slapped down in court again and again and again. Now he's facing criminal contempt. Thank you, Judge Boasberg. He does what all authoritarians do when he can't control an institution. He tries to destroy its legitimacy. Pardons aren't mercy here. They're a message. Court rulings don't matter. While that's happening, look at this other coincidence happening right now. A full decade of zero regulation on AI. This is not innovation policy. This is extinction burst behavior. Propaganda stops working. Authoritarians don't pivot to truth. They flood the environment with confusion. Nothing generates confusion faster, broader, or more cheaply than unregulated AI. Deepfakes, synthetic voices, fake documents, manufactured scandals, false consensus, endless noise. Confusion is not a side effect. It's the feature. I mean, think about it. Nationwide uncertainty about what's real, who said what actually happened, who can be trusted, could not be more fortuitous for an administration whose legitimacy is collapsing in real time. A population that can't agree on reality can't organize, can't resist, can't hold power accountable. Yeah. Meanwhile, look where Trump is doing all his business now. Not here in the U.S. No, he's not creating jobs here. Not Europe and not France. The Middle East, yep, where labor rights don't exist, wages are disposable, and regulations are optional. I'm sure we've all seen the documentary by now about the guys who were imported to work on these Trump-branded hotels over there, trapped overseas. 6 men to a room, paying for their own flights, their own food, their own shelter, while making $2 a day. That's his kind of business, right? Yeah, that's not a bug. That's the blueprint right there. And that's the America he wants. So far, the federal courts are standing in his way because they still believe in law, precedent, and accountability. So he attacks them. He empties their verdicts of meaning. Billions of restitution to the victims of those crimes, gone. Years of sentencing, gone. Wake up. This president is owned. His ass is owned by foreign leaders, by tech oligarchs, by an industry desperate to avoid regulations and guidelines while they reshape this society at scale. Why do you think AI regulation is being stalled right now? While polling collapses, right, and trust evaporates. Because when legitimacy fails, chaos is the strategy. This is the thrashing of an injured predator. Labeling Democrats domestic terrorists, expanding surveillance, monitoring social media for anti-capitalist sentiment, luring dissent with extremism. And let's be clear, if the label of domestic terrorism was applied equitably here, honestly in this country, we all know that the receipts would point overwhelmingly to the other side. They had pipe bombs at the Capitol, election lies, political violence fueled by a myth. The myth is still being repeated today by him. 60 court cases, zero evidence, 5 years of lies. But now a truckload of evidence is coming. Sure. Meanwhile, we do have evidence of an attempted coup. The Raffensperger call, the fake electors, the pressure campaign, the insurrection. That's why certain members of the Senate are very loud about defending their metadata. Yeah, we see you. Yeah, we do. And now we're told to just accept these crackdowns on protest, right? The blue cities, the dissent, as if cities aren't places that can also be isolated. Water, power, internet, yeah. This is why false flags matter. This is why honesty and precision matter. This is why facts matter. Corporate media has failed us. Now being bought, consolidated, and repackaged to sell narratives that people no longer believe. And they will try to conflate far-right extremism with attacks on entire communities. We're not falling for that. Zionism is not Judaism. Authoritarianism is not democracy. Extremist governments do not represent their people, not anywhere. History is being rewritten in real time. Words erased. Reality softened. Institutions hollowed out. But there are cracks. Through those cracks, truth still gets in. No one is coming to save us. We care about democracy. We must be the bulwark against the extremism, against the lies and the propaganda. Facts only. Eyes open. So catch your breath, folks, and then stand back up. This fight isn't over.